I'm Harry. This is Harry Can Cook. Today I'm going to be making Irish soda bread with my grandmother.
Okay, Harry, we have all of our ingredients here.
Okay.
We have 8 cups of flour. We have 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. You don't have to use kosher salt, I just like it. We have a pound of raisins, and we have 1 stick of butter. So the first thing we have some milk. I never know how much, but I'll figure out later. The first thing we do is we put all of the dry ingredients in the bowl. Then you add this.
The baking
Go ahead.
powder. The baking powder.
Okay. Then we add this. We add all the dry stuff. Then we add the salt. Then I want you to take your nice clean hands. Did you wash them? You did. And I want you to mix everything together. Mix all of these 3 ingredients and the flour together. Okay? Go ahead. Harry, that looks great. What we're going to do now is we're going to take our 1 stick of butter. We're going to cut it up into small pieces, and you're going to use your fingers to blend the butter into the flour, the baking powder, the baking soda, and the salt. This will take a little bit of time because the butter is hard. We should have thought beforehand and taken it out of the fridge.
Yeah.
When we have this finished, you won't be able to feel any of the little pieces of butter because it'll be blended in. I think we've got it blended. What do you think?
Yeah.
I don't feel any more butter in there, do you?
Yeah, it feels like flour.
Now, sometimes when I make bread, I add a tablespoon of sugar. But we're not going to do that today.
I'm doing raisins.
Raisins are really sweet, so we want to do the raisins instead. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add some milk. And here's your spoon. We have 2 cups of milk here. We will need more, but we're not quite sure how much. So what we're going to do is we will mix this, and then we will see how it goes. And we can add more as we need to, as we go along. I think we need a bit more, Harry. So let's put another cup of milk in there and see how that works. All right. It gets very heavy when you put the milk in there.
So it all sticks up together.
we want it to stick together because otherwise we're not going to have bread that we can take out and put in an oven and it's one ball. You want me to take a turn with the spoon?
Yeah.
I think we need more milk, Harry.
So about another cup.
Why don't we do a half? Why don't we do a half and
So-
see how we
3
get it?
cups and a half milk.
Yeah, let me see here. Because we don't want to make it too moist. That wouldn't be good. So we'll each take a turn with it because your hand gets tired. That's looking really good, Harry. Now we have to add raisins. Let me do a turn. That's pretty good.
And then we add the raisins.
And then we add the raisins. How many should we add?
That's enough.
Think that's enough?
I do use your hands.
In hindsight, Harry, maybe we should have added these when it was dry.
Yeah.
We just have to make sure that all of the raisins are not in the same place. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your hands and you're going to mix the raisins into the dough so that you get them spread out all over. That's looking really good. That's looking really good, Harry.
It does look good.
Do you think you have them evenly distributed now?
Yeah.
You do. All right. Take some flour and clean off your hands. Okay? Need any more? Okay. We're going to take your bowl and put it over here. And we need you to put some flour out here on the counter. Okay? Because we have to put the bread out on the counter.
And we pour it all over the counter.
And then we're going to do
Bread on the counter. Flour.
this. Now can you put the Make the bread so that it goes into a little ball. Just want to make it so that it's not so dry. We want to make it so that it stays together. Okay? Do it this way. Take it this way and bring it over, and then take it this way and bring it over again. And then what we do is we turn it around like this. Turn it around like this, and we make it into like a loaf. Okay? What do you think?
Good.
Now we're going to take our big black cast iron frying pan. And we're going to put just a little bit of flour in our pan so that the bread doesn't stick to it. So can you cover, can you just spread this on the side and on the bottom of the pan. Oh, Harry, this is going to be great bread.
Mm-hmm.
We can have it for breakfast in the morning.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to take our bread and we're going to put it in here. Now I want you to push it down so it gets to be the shape of the pan. Now just push it this way. And then we get a great big knife.
And cut like a little X.
And we cut it this way because we want to make sure that it bakes.
Inside.
Mm-hmm. And it isn't necessary. You know, if you don't have a pan like this at home, it isn't necessary that you have one. You can bake it on a cookie sheet.
Mm-hmm.
If you bake it on a cookie sheet, you should make these squares 4 separate squares. Because that way you're sure that it's cooked, because this is very dense bread. So what do you think?
It's good. Now we're ready to pop it in the oven.
Why don't you open the oven for me, because this was too heavy for you to lift. We bake it for 1 hour and 10 minutes. At 350. One hour and 10 minutes.
Our timer just went off and we're going to take our bread out of the oven.
What do you think, Harry?
Good.
Now, I have to lift this because this is very heavy. So what we do is we do this. There we go.
That looks good.
So we're going to take it and turn it over like that. And then I want to give you a clean dish towel. And you cover it with the dish towel. covered with a dish towel because you want the heat to go away, but you want it to stay nice and soft. And if you leave it out in the air, it gets hard. So we'll do this, we'll wait around for a little while, and then we'll put it in a plastic bag. But we have to let all the heat go out of it first. Okay? It was a great pleasure to cook with you, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Now the bread is cooled down and we cut it into quarters. And this is beautiful Irish soda bread. This has been really good bread. I want to thank my granny for helping me make it. And I'm Harry. This has been Harry Can Cook.